Hello, hello Aquarius. Welcome to your August 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Aquarius. And if you care to show me some love, I would really appreciate it if you took a moment to subscribe, like this video if you care to, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram if you would like more readings, more content, more good stuff from me. And also check out my podcast. The link is in the description box if you would like even more content. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this spread down and then we will get started. All right, Aquarius, let's see. First thing we have beloved. Okay, I'm not going to overread this one because I want whatever you heard when I said beloved is how you need to hear it. So I'm not going to read it any further. You go ahead, trust your intuition on that. Like, really think about what this just brought up for you in your body. Did it make you angry? Did it make you sad? Did you have some griefiness come up? Did it make you feel really warm and fuzzy inside? Do you feel accepted? You know, just check in with your body around that because that's going to give you the right information for how you should be interpreting that card. So I'm not going to touch it anymore. All right, now let's read the next one. We have Scorpion. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm just getting that there's a lot of shadow coming up for you this month. So a lot of your own personal struggles, maybe some things that you're getting reflected back to you, doing some shadow work this month. It's going to be a good month to just kind of shine a light on those parts of yourself and see where that takes you. And then we also have stimulus. It's time to actively seek out your new inspiration. Look to other arenas to find your aha. Do something novel to call in your muse. So there's definitely a need for you to try something new, try a new approach, and that's going to be what can help shine a light on any shadow that's making an appearance. The central energy for you is the Four of Wands. This is the happy home card, so I'm seeing you as really needing to ground yourself. You might find that there's more of an emphasis for you on your physical living space in terms of nesting, making it comfortable for yourself. Let's see what the crossing energy is here. We have the Three of Chalices. So this is the friendship card, and you have the celebration card as well, which is the Four of Wands. That's also a celebration card. So it might be split between home and friends. There might be some, you know, do I want to stay home tonight or do I want to go hang out with people? You know, there might be some contemplation or consideration when it comes to that. You're definitely going to need to put some emphasis on home is definitely the primary thing. But then there's also, I think friends can probably help, like whatever support system you have in place, whatever community you have in place, that's going to be really supportive as well. But this is all about getting grounded so you can do this work because it's important. What you have shifting out is the Seven of Pentacles. I think there's been a lot that you've been like trying to do, or maybe things are coming up as being like half-baked right now. You need to be patient. So like if you just planted some seeds, I said this in another video, like don't expect the tree to bear fruit tomorrow. You have to give it a little bit more time in order to really see the results of what it is that you're doing and what you're building and what you're growing. Be patient. You really have to do that, especially if you just started or if you're just getting the ball rolling. So take your time. The oncoming energy is the Six of Swords, so this is progress and forward movement. This is why you kind of want to stick it out and see things moving forward, because they're going to. But you have to find your center first. That's an important piece of this puzzle, because that's what the Four of Wands wants you to do. That happy home, that grounded kind of Cancerian energy that's sitting there. And then you're gonna, once you find stability, support, however you're cultivating that, it's gonna push you forward. Okay, and then the outward manifestation, we have the King of Pentacles. So I think that you're really going to be able to see things get either easier, because this is the stability card. This is like mastery over resources, mastery over you being grounded within yourself, stable within yourself. And then let's see what's going on in the subconscious. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the stability, it's like hang out with your earth friends. Seriously, anyone who's super grounded, that's going to be what helps you this month. Because you have it in the subconscious and in your external influences. So it's like career moves. This is going to be a good time to work on career, anything involving resources. Great time to manifest. Great time to deal with money stuff. Because you have these huge pillars right here of stability anchoring you in, both in the external and in the internal. I think if you're able to ground yourself, you're going to find a lot of acceleration when it comes to resources. So this is very, very cohesive. But remember, if you're sitting in a super, super scarcity mindset, then it's not going to be quite as reflective in the external. If you're in an abundance mindset, you're going to see that more often on the external. So you have way more power in what you're seeing in the external world than you might realize. So take that one to the bank. The advice for you is the Queen of Swords. Do things your own way. You don't need to take everyone's advice or consult everyone all the time, or articles, or you don't need to just constantly seek information. It's something where if you find something that works, then stick to it. Your way of doing things is not necessarily going to be the way someone else would do them, but the most important thing is that it supports you. So as long as it supports you and it doesn't harm others, then you're good to go. That's the primary thing here. External influences, Seven of Swords. So I think there's a lot that you're probably trying to sweep under the rug. The Seven of Swords is like sneakiness, if that makes sense, but I think that has to do with some of the shadow work that's coming up. It might be like limiting beliefs within yourself. That can be part of the shadow work, or other things that can hold you back. To clarify the Seven of Swords, we have the Three of Spring. So the big question then becomes, because this is the Three of Wands, what is it that you want? What are you after? I don't know, like, is there anything for you that seems enticing, or that seems like fun, or something that is motivating? And you might need to just try something new simply for the hell of it. That's what the stimulus card had for you in here. Do something novel to call in your muse. If you feel a lack of inspiration, then you need to shake things up and do something different. That's the only way you're going to be able to get something new reflected back to you. If you're in an echo chamber of doing the same things and making the same decisions day in and day out, and you're not mixing it up at all, and you're not doing anything to interrupt any of your negative cycles that you have, because we all have them in some capacity, like things that we experience a lot of mental resistance around. If you're not breaking that up, then you're not going to see forward movement as rapidly. If you're willing to find something that could be interesting or might be a good idea, be willing to step into that and try it out. Back to the Seven of Swords, I think that this is kind of coming up as like not wanting to be seen, or wanting to be hidden, or not wanting to acknowledge the things that you desire. So there's a little bit of resistance there, but I think that this is simply about making a move and allowing yourself to be supported in that process, which I know can be really scary, but you have it. You have the Queen and King of Pentacles on the table. Now, the hopes and fears, the Eight of Pentacles, I think you're scared of doing the work. Maybe this is fear of success, fear of things going well, fear of failure, fear of responsibility, or like having to put in the effort, because that can be scary, right? Committing to something and then having to show up and do it, or being held accountable. Sometimes it can feel, or you might interpret that as being suffocating. I think it actually might be something that can really support you with this Eight of Pentacles, just being willing to put in the work and understand that a lot of what you might be trying to build or wanting for yourself does require your energy and effort. So if you're willing to give that, then you're going to see things compound and improve. The outcome of August is the Sun. I'm going to clarify this card. Page of Swords. Okay, so this is, look at anything that you try that's new as an adventure. So the Sun represents like fun and play and that childlike wonder of being willing to explore and experiment. The Page of Swords is about pursuing ideas and being willing to charge ahead even if you don't know where you're going to land. I think this has to do with a mental shift, and the sooner you can get on board with, this is an adventure, I'm supported in my endeavors, in the things I pursue, the more you can embody that, then you're going to find that support within yourself. It's going to help ground you and create a sense of stability so that you can move forward with whatever it is that you're after. Let's move into the timeline. First, second, third, and fourth quarter of August. They last about a week, maybe a bit longer. First quarter, we have the Six of Wands. This is victory. So you might find that in the beginning of August, things are off to a good start, or you're able to see some progress. Remember that when things go well, it can be the case that things get better and better. When I know a lot of people have the belief that when something good happens, that means something bad happens. That's old programming. That's not reality. It might have something to do more with your expectation than what is actually going on. So check yourself if you find yourself falling into that pattern. The second quarter is the King of Wands. This is strength and power and your personal autonomy, being able to move forward with passion in your pursuits. So I see was having a lot more energy in this first half of August. Maybe you felt like July was exhausting. August seems to be really, really potent and strong, especially during this first half of the month. Third quarter, we have the Seven of Wands rising above challenges. You can see how these are like threats, danger down here. And this goat is standing on a rock safely out of danger. So I see this as like an improvement, but you have to show up for yourself in this first half of the month. Or like at the very least, set the expectation that you are going to be supported in whatever it is. And I mean, sometimes it's just placing the order, even if you aren't on board with believing it quite yet. Sometimes it's just, look, I'm kind of out of solutions, or I'm out of ideas, or I don't know how this is going to work, but frickin' support me somehow. And that can just get the ball rolling so you can see things trickle in. But it looks like things are dramatically improving that third quarter. And then wrapping up the month, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So even if things are, like, let's say something goes well or you make a move or something, it doesn't mean that you just plateau, that nothing else happens. You continually have to show up and do the same thing consistently. Because it's like, if you have one good week where you're like, rah, 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 positivity this, yeah, I'm super motivated that, but you're not consistently doing the work in order to sustain that, then you're going to backtrack. This is a practice that you do over and over. So don't forget, just if something goes well, don't become complacent. It's something where you want to continue showing up, continue making moves so that you can get to where you need to go. That's ultimately what this is about. Do not be afraid of doing the work. There's nothing to fear around that. And then we're going to do a 3-card pick, so you're welcome to ask a question, ask for clarity, pick as few or as many cards as you'd like. Card number 1, Eight of Swords. This is all about like your mental experience being the driver of your behavior. What I mean by that is if you feel like you can't do it, if you don't believe that you can do it, then you won't be able to do it. If you do believe you can do it, if you do believe that you're supported, then you will be able to do it. It's kind of like the belief behind it is what's going to either hold you back or propel you forward. So if there's any resistance mentally, that's the first place that you want to go when it comes to finding solutions. A lot of people look outside of themselves for solutions. This is a bad approach, because if the internal experience is distraught, then you're not going to get the reflection external. You have to train yourself to look for the things that are going to help you. Card number 2, we have the Two of Cups. Connection really matters. For some of you, this is going to be a reflection of like an important relationship or something, or something that is within the context of a romantic connection. For others of you, this is simply a relationship, period. It's not something that's necessarily or explicitly romantic. It's just that there is a relationship that's important in order for you to get something. Like, it's kind of like you don't know what a connection will lead to. That's what this is reminding you of. Card number 3, we have the Two of Wands. So put together a plan. Like this is a very collaborative card. And it's also a reflection of getting a map out and finding, hey, what is my trajectory? If I keep going this direction, where is it going to put me? If I slowly shift where I'm going, where is that going to put me? If I make a sharp left, where is that going to put me? Get out your personal map. Start figuring out where you're going or what's out in front of you, and use that to your advantage. It's going to be really helpful just to kind of, consider what the compound effect of your current behavior will be, and then is that in alignment with what you want, or does it detract from what you want? Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, following me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Don't forget, if you would like to check out the meditations that I offer, if you'd like to sharpen your intuition, I have some stuff on that as well. Don't forget to check out the podcast. The link is in the description box. And as always, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you know that I'm always available to work with you. We can do some healing, some energetic work, all that good stuff. So check that out, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.